picking my teeth at the very beginning of every single lie. Or at least I'm consistent, right? Sorry, I just snacked on some steak. And if I don't get rid of this. Anyway, story time. Story time. I wonder if I should put some heavy cream in my tea. Cream is good in tea, right? Hey, Jacob, nice to see you. Hello, Thomas Perry, nice to see you. We're going to wait for other people to come. Hi, Linda Hughes, nice to see you. Very nice to see you. It's crazy. I hope everyone's doing well. I don't like, I can't play music on YouTube. Hi, Leah Edwards. Nice to see you. Oh, hey. I don't know you by Leah. What's your, is that the name that you go by on Facebook? Do I know you from Facebook? Yeah, you were first, Jacob. You were first. They hired Mexicans with guns as security, so they hired cartel? Did they hire cartel? Cartel? No, I didn't hear that. Oh, you're user 516. Okay. I knew somebody else named Edwards on Facebook. I thought maybe you were her. Hi, Margie Bird. Nice to see you, honey. Very nice to see you. Oh, gosh. So should I put heavy cream in my tea or not? What do you think? I'm tempted, really tempted to put heavy cream in my tea. Because I like heavy cream in my coffee. I'm thinking I'll like heavy cream in my tea too. What do you guys think? Tea masters, what do you think? Nobody's talking. Nobody knows about tea. It does make it nice? Okay. You won't know until you try. There you go. I saw them both at the same time. Yeah. It's not Americans. Instead of giving Americans a job, they're giving Mexicans jobs, like Mexican nationals. They're building a wall to keep people out, but paying Mexican nationals for security because they're cheaper. It's cheap labor. They like it in England? Okay, I'll try it. I'm going to let my tea steep a couple more minutes first, though. Yes, I am, Vicky. I'm feeling quite well, thank you. I am. I'm feeling better today than I was yesterday. My COVID test was negative, and my sore throat is almost all the way gone, so yay. Either I had a very mild case and the test didn't pick it up, or it was just allergies. I don't know. It was a rapid response test. I was really amazed at how quick it came back. They texted me my results before I got home from taking the test. You saw a worker walk through the wall? No problem? Where did you hear about this? Are people doing it as stories on TikTok, or did you hear about it on the news? I can't close story time without the pup story, please. Okay, okay, okay. I'm going to do the pup story. I was just waiting for more people to get here. You want to hear about how the dogs came to live with me? They're such awesome dogs. Yeah, I'm just waiting for a couple more people to get here. You saw a TikTok. Wow, that's crazy. That is insane. Holy cow. Yes, I'm tonight the story is about Gonzo. The stories are about Gonzo and Winston. I love telling those stories, so I'm so thankful that you asked me about Gonzo and Winston because I think the way that we come by some of, I don't know. All the dogs that I've had in my life have come into my life for a reason and have been real special to me, and Gonzo and Winston are no different. But I'm going to wait and let a couple people let me get up. Let me take the tea bag out of my tea and put some heavy cream in it and stir it, and then when I get back we can start story time. Gonzo and Winston are awesome dogs, so oh, that's great. Mine are rescue-ish. I consider them rescue-ish. If I hadn't taken them, they would have ended up in rescues. These Trump pants are made for shorting, and that's just what they'll do. One of these days, these Trump pants are gonna shard all over you. Ready, Trump pants? Start short. This thing's awful thin to be heavy whipping cream. That's all I gotta say. This is awful thin to be heavy whipping cream. I think I got a bad batch, honestly. Okay. Welcome to story time. Butterhag's Bedtime Stories. I'm so honored that you guys show up. Honestly. Your Doxy the rescue also. A lot of people rescue puppies. That's awesome. Mine are not rescues though. Oh my God, that's amazing. That is really good. The guy turned sideways and slid right through the fence. He can turn they can fit sideways through the fence? You can turn sideways and fit between the slats? I swear to God, that fence is the biggest joke. It's just like everything else Trump has ever built, right? Paper tiger. He is a paper tiger. He is a mob boss. That's all he is. He's a fucking mob boss. I thought he had his balls in a vice between the mob and Putin, but I'm starting to think he might be the Russian mob. Seriously. Part of the new one, but I knew it fell down when that Derico went through. It wasn't a Derico. It was a tropical storm went through there and blew it right down. It's still tipping from TikTok. Hi, still tipping. Nice to see you. Texas, Austin, right? Must have used Trump's profile. Oh my God, this is really good. Holy cow. I'm addicted. Okay, I might end up. Oh, I'm so glad it's wintertime so I can drink hot tea. I can't believe I like hot tea so much. That is really good. Holy cow. All right, so how did I come to get Winston and Gonzo? It is ginger, ginger. Don't break my shit, Gonzo. Seriously, you know, ginger lemon tea and chamomile tea together in like this is a big cup. This is a big cup, and it's got ginger, lemon, and chamomile in it, and honey, and then it's got heavy whipping cream in it, and it's really good. It's so good with the heavy whipping cream in it. Just a little bit of heavy whipping cream. Just a little bit of heavy whipping cream. It's so good. Yay, I'm free from sugar in my coffee. Holy cow. The honey I got is pretty good. Anyway, how did I get Winston? So I was living in Maryland working as an engineer. Um, the only dog I'd ever had in my life, or that was personally mine, was a Dalmatian that lived to be 17 years old, and it devastated me when I had to put her to sleep. It was just, yeah, it was horrible. So I didn't want to get a dog for a long time, probably 6 years. But I just lost my daughter and granddaughter, contact with my daughter and granddaughter through a family falling out. I had been alone for a year, and I was like, I woke up one morning on the weekend. I was working in living in Maryland. I was an engineer in Maryland, so I was working and living in Maryland, and I woke up one morning and decided, I'm done. I need to find a dog. I got to get a dog today. I'm going to get a dog today. Walked over my computer and pulled up Craigslist, and there was an ad on Craigslist that had pictures of three puppies. Three puppies left. They had started out with more, but they had three puppies left. And I looked at the pictures of the dogs, and the only one that didn't have hands like holding him down still for the picture was Gonzo. All the other dogs, there were hands in the picture holding them because they were so hyper you couldn't get them to stand still. But Gonzo was just curled up with his toy on his little pillow, so cool. And I was like, okay, that's the one I want. And so I emailed him and I said, I I want Gonzo. His name on the website, they said his name was Spanky. And so I said, I want Spanky. And I'm coming from Maryland. So it was like a 2.5 hour drive. It was a long way away. And he said, well, I've got three people coming to look at the three puppies today, but nobody has called dibs on them. So if you're sure you want him, I'll hold him for you. I said, I'm getting in the car right now. I want Spanky. And so I did. I got in the car and I went and got him a collar and a leash and headed to Pennsylvania and got there and just fucking adored him. Oh my God, I just loved him so much. And so his mom and dad were so huge. And so yeah, I got him and I got him in the car and he was just so tiny. Now he's 138 pounds. I think 28, 130 pounds. Now he's 130 pounds, but when I got him, he was just little. I would hold him like this. When I got in the car, he was crying as we drove away. It was like, oh, my poor baby. But anyway, on the way home, it's the reason I tell this story is because I don't think that I named Gonzo. I didn't name Gonzo. I think Gonzo named himself because Gonzo isn't a typical name that I would give a dog. I typically give a dog, like a character in my favorite, series or, something like that. I had a cat named Emmett Smith. My Dalmatian was Purdy after the 101 Dalmatians. Like, seriously, I am that corny about dog names or animal names. But we're driving down the road and I'm thinking, what am I going to name him? What am I going to name him? What am I going to name him? And he started slipping off the seat. And I was like, oh, no, Gonzo, get back up here. And I was like, wait a minute, Gonzo, where did that come from? Gonzo. So I'm driving, and we went to get out and he got sick when we got out. And I was like, oh, Gonzo, I'm so sorry. I'm like, where the hell did that come from, Gonzo? And I went back to like, okay, what am I going to name him? What am I going to name him? And finally, the third time that I just called him Gonzo, naturally, when I went to interact with him, I was like, fine, your name is Gonzo. Okay, I get it. You're Gonzo. That's it. So that's how his name came to be. When I got him, I hadn't decided to convert a school bus or any of the tiny house stuff. And so I got him in March, and I started considering moving into a school bus, so, in May. And then, oh, I'm sorry, Linda, you went out with the Wi-Fi. Welcome back. So I started in May. He was like, I got him in February, and it was August when I got the school bus, and he was terrified of the school bus. And so I started converting the school bus, and it was just going to be Gonzo and I. But then as he got bigger, by November, he was so big that none of the dogs that went to the play park that I took him to wanted to play. None of the owners wanted their dogs to play with him anymore because he was so big. He was sending, when he was a puppy, they would come and hit him and send him rolling and tumbling like like a ball. And he would get up all happy and run right back at him. And so when he got big enough to send them running, well, you'll just have to rewatch it, Kai, because I'm not going to stop and go back and tell you what I'm talking about. This is story time. So after I'm finished, you can go back and rewatch it. We're not going to stop and catch you up to speed because I'm telling a story. Anyway, Gonzo would hit their dogs and send their dogs rolling like they used to send him rolling, and they were getting upset because they didn't want vet bills. So I contacted the people that I got him from. They weren't breeders, but they had dogs that had litters, and then they were neutering all of them. They said we're no more litters, and so I emailed them and I said, I know you're not going to have any more puppies, but Gonzo needs a playmate his own size. I have no idea what I'm an old woman. I'm an old woman. What the hell was I thinking? These are bull mastiffs. I mean, they are real serious bull mastiff dogs. What the hell was I thinking? Gonzo was already so big that he intimidated even the biggest, the owners, even the owners of the biggest dogs in the dog park. And I'm contacting him saying I want another one. But Gonzo was so well behaved. I could put Gonzo in a crate and he would stay there all day. And my sweet neighbor would come over, and I gave her a key. She worked from home. She would come over with her key and take him out and walk him. She just loved him. He was just like the best little puppy. And he ran the house, and I hired a trainer to come over and help me train him. And I had him trained to like lay down and roll over and shake and stay. I mean, I was training him. It was just so adorable. And then so I thought this is going to be easy, right? I'll just get another crate. I've got room on the first floor for 2 crates. I'll get another crate, and my next door neighbor will just walk 2 dogs instead of one, and Gonzo will have a playmate outside, and I don't have to worry, and it will be just lovely. It'll just be lovely. So I asked if he had another, I told him Gonzo needs a playmate, and he said, I'm so glad that you contacted me because one of my puppies, one of his litter mates, the people who took him can't keep him, and I have been so stressed out about what I'm going to do because I can't have any more. I can't handle any more dogs, and I've been so worried. And I was like, oh, that sounds great. And he said, yeah. So I'm pretty sure if you want him, you can come up this weekend and get him. And so that was 11-month-old Winston. Well, Gonzo is a real trim bull mastiff. Winston is a meatball. I mean, he's a fucking meatball. He weighs 160 pounds now. He's a meatball. But he's a puppy. He's 11 months old. He's the same age as Gonzo. I mean, they look completely different because they have the same dad but different moms. But Winston is a meatball. And they're both puppies. And I drive to Pennsylvania because I love this dog like a child. I needed something to love so bad. And this dog, oh my God, if you go back on my Facebook and look at the posts I made about this dog when I first got him, holy cow, it was like he was my new baby. It was really hilarious because he was my new baby because I lost my grandbaby, so I needed to replace my grandbaby. So I was like, happy go lucky. We're going to have two Gonzos. You know, I ordered a second crate. I mean, it was all set. We went up to Pennsylvania to get him. And oh my God, he's huge. And I'm like, oh, nice. Holy shit. But it was okay. I still wanted a playmate for Gonzo. I was still okay. I was still confident that I could work it out. So I took him and I met his owners, and I'm still Facebook friends with his owners on Facebook. They were in Pennsylvania, right? All the more to love. I was fearless. And so I was like, okay, put him in the car. They wait until I get back into the city and in heavy traffic to get into a full blown knock down, drag out, rip each other's ears off type fight. Okay. Gonzo in the back seat, Winston in the front seat, and they are fighting at my shoulder over the seat. And so I am amazed, but I just became alpha. And I let them both know that shit's not gonna fly. I scared the shit out of both of them. It's like I was alpha. but holy cow, the stress that oh my God, the stress began. Winston is amazing. Winston is so smart. He's so gentle. He's so big. I mean, he is huge. Gonzo used to get all the love. Like I take Gonzo to the vet, and all the people at the vet would just ooh and ah and all of this about him. Um, until I started bringing Winston to the vet, and then they were like, "Oh, look at him! Can we take Winston for a walk while Gonzo's seeing the vet? Oh, we'll take Winston." Nobody wanted to fucking take Gonzo because Gonzo turned into an asshole when Winston came. Because Gonzo thought he was the pack leader, and Winston is clearly subservient to the human because he was trained right. I spoiled Gonzo because Gonzo thought he was the alpha between when it was just me and Gonzo. Gonzo thought he was the alpha. When I add Winston, Winston was not the alpha at his house. Winston recognized humans as the alpha. That's about the only thing. There were two things Winston was trained to do. Recognize that the human was alpha, like he wouldn't walk out the door ahead of me. He'd stop and wait for me to go out the door. So he recognized that I was alpha, and the other thing he knew how to do was drop it, because they had little kids. Drop it, and he would drop it. Okay, because they had little kids. So those were the things that he knew, but he's so sweet. So I get him a crate, and I put him in his crate, and I put Gonzo in his crate. And my neighbor says, "You know what, honey, I love you and all, but that second dog you've got, he's real intimidating, and I just don't think I can take him for a walk for you." She was like, "Whoa, you got serious dogs here. That's a serious dog. Okay, yep, no, I don't know how the fuck you're going to do that, but I'm not involved anymore." That's what she, and I can't blame her. First day, I put them in crates and I went to work. First of all, I hate the idea of crating animals while you work. I would really much rather them just be trained so that they can stay out. I hate the idea of crating animals. But put them in crates, and I went to work. And I came home. And Gonzo was in his crate, but the tip of his tail had been ripped off because he got happy tail. And Winston was not in his crate. Winston, was the incredible fucking Hulk. I mean, I had a supersized crate for him. There was plenty. He was the incredible Hulk. He bent the crate apart and got out. And so and actually he bent the crate apart, and Gonzo wasn't out the first day. The third day, when I came home, Gonzo was out. And so I went to the hardware store, and I got these little hook things that were screwed, that were steel, that I could use to clip the things together. And I clipped them all together manually with these steel ring things. And I put them in the crates. When I came home, not only were they out of the crates, but the couch was upside down and on the other side of the room. And they had ripped the carpet down from 3 flights of stairs into the living room. Um, one time I got the idea that I would just put their crates together like this because if they had room to go back and forth, maybe they would just play with each other and have like a little courtyard in between their crates. I built a little courtyard in between their crates. That was a really bad idea. A really bad idea because they ate the fucking windowsill. They ate the windowsill and started trying to like eat their way out of the house. I mean, they were trying to eat their way out of the house. It was like, oh my God, I am going to lose my mind. I am going to lose my mind. Oh my God. They did so much damage to my house and my stuff, but they were so amazing. I mean, they're gorgeous. They would play with each other. It was like watching poetry in motion. They were so happy with one another. Um, I didn't have to worry about Gonzo having, yeah. Well, mine actually, these dogs went through 5 couches in 2 years. After the first couch they destroyed, I just started posting pictures of the couches that they had destroyed and putting ads on Craigslist saying, do you have an extra couch in your basement or are you upgrading your furniture and want a place for your old furniture to go? Well, think about donating your couch to my bull mastiffs because my bull mastiffs steal what? Dude, what? My bull mastiffs tear them apart. So I'm not going to buy furniture. And everybody thought that was just freaking hilarious. Oh, ha, 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 ha. They would donate the furniture. I would just go pick up new, take one to the dump and pick up the new one, put it in the house. Um, if I forgot to close the damn rest, oh yeah, okay, dude is in rest in peace. Your couches. Oh, you have no idea. Oh my God, when I moved over to the farmhouse, I had to move because I got the school bus and the neighbors didn't like the school bus. So I ended up having to move with these 2 bull mastiffs. So I had to find a place to rent that had room for the school bus to park and had room for the bull mastiffs. So I found a farmhouse with on 185 acres. I moved them over there. Um, Thankfully, because I'd been in the house for 7 years, the carpet really needed. I'd rented that townhouse for 7 years, so the carpet needed to be replaced anyway because it was so old. Um, so they didn't really. I didn't. I didn't have a problem with the landlord, but I had to move, and so I moved to another house, and that house was it was amazing. It was a farmhouse in the middle of nowhere, no neighbors around to give me shit about the bus, nothing. And I thought this will be great for the dogs. They'll get so much exercise and have so much fun. Um, but they started running off. But that was quite the journey. Yeah. I'm sorry, I went too far. I don't have to tell you like the whole history of the dog's life. That's how I got the dogs. That's how they came. When I got Winston, he already had the name Winston. That's how I got the name Gonzo. They have been amazing protection. Now that when I stopped working and went into the bus full time, I was really able to spend time with them and train them. And they are the most amazing dogs. Oh, yes. Well, they run off all the time in the farmhouse, but when we were traveling, they never ran off when we were traveling, but one time, and when they did, they killed a deer. Oh, you're welcome, Holly. You're so welcome. Yeah. I have so many stories about them, like the time I sent them after tweakers in a Walmart parking lot in California. They have protected me. They have intimidated people who would, have nefarious intent. They have been just amazing. I mean, I was a woman alone traveling around the country with these 2 big massive dogs that now that they're trained, stop on a dime for me. I mean, they are really well trained, and we're really close. So, in Walmart, you want to hear the story about the tweaker in Walmart? Right? Just hearing that, yeah, they are some badass cat, and they do love me so much. I spoil them so much, though. Oh my gosh. Yeah. So in Northern California, there is a town called Crescent City. Crescent, yeah, right. Everybody's down for a tweaker story. So there is a little town called Crescent City, and I got stuck in Crescent City. I had supposed friends who told me that they were wanted me to wait for them. They were on their way to try to catch up with me, to hang out with me as I traveled in my bus along the Oregon coast. And so they told me that I could go to the Walmart in Crescent City and spend some time there, that it was a good place where you could boondock. That's what they told me. Well, I want to tell you that Crescent City is the most bizarre place I have ever been in my life. I swear to God. No ifs and ands or buts about it. The most bizarre place I have ever been in my entire life. I mean, it is, isn't it awful? Oh my God, it is horrible. And to think that it's that way, but then you've got these $1 million beachfront houses right there. It's just crazy. It is, yeah. There's so many stories about Crescent City, but we're gonna tell the ones about the dogs in Crescent City now. So they told me I could go to that Walmart, so I went to that Walmart, and I actually was stuck there for 3 days. Um, so I'm at the Walmart for 3 days waiting for them. This Walmart is it's like the Wild West. There's no cops that go to this Walmart parking lot. I saw people while I was there pull in because they were fighting. I guess they were on the highway and they exited and pulled in there to have the argument. They were threatened to call 911 on each other. And so one of them said, fine. And they called 911 on speakerphone. And you heard it just ring and ring and ring. 911 never answered. They called 911 and 911 didn't answer. Um, in the daytime, there were druggies on the grass in the median, openly using, like, one shot up heroin, one was smoking crack, one was smoking. I mean, you could just tell by their behaviors which one smoked the heroin, which one shot the heroin, and which one smoked the crack. And they're just sitting there, you can see. I mean, they're just doing it out in the open in this Walmart parking lot. The 90% of the parking lot is taken over by thugs. Only about 10% of the parking lot gets used by people who go there to shop at Walmart. And there are normal people from the area, like normal looking people, that go park in that 10% of the parking lot up near the store and go in and shop. The rest of the fucking parking lot is the Wild West. There's an RV there that doesn't even, a towable RV, a travel trailer type RV that doesn't even have tags on it. It doesn't look like it's had a vehicle attached to it for years. Okay, people live in it, in that parking lot. There's one old man in a like a an old, those old pickups that were really small, one of those old small pickups. All he does all day and all night is drive around this parking lot in that pickup. His pickup doesn't have tags on it. He never leaves the parking lot. And he must be on meth because he's there all day and all night driving around with this girl dressed like a hooker in the front seat. I think maybe she's turning tricks. I didn't watch, but that was the impression that I got. Every worker in the store looks at you with this, like, I saw this look in a lot of people's eyes there. They've got this hollowed look in their eyes. Like, it's the most bizarre experience of my life. So I'm there in the parking lot, and it's my last night. And there's these people on skateboards with hoodies that skate all around the parking lot all night long. And it's the last night I'm there. And this guy with a hoodie on a skateboard keeps skating. It's like 1 o'clock in the morning, and he keeps skating past the bus. So the dogs hear him coming. He is skateboard on that concrete. They hear him coming, and he skates right beside the bus all the way down the length. So the dogs are going nuts. And they're chasing him all along the length of the bus every time he does it. Finally, after the third or fourth time he did it, I got pissed off, and I started the bus up, and I drove over to where he was, and I hollered out the window. He was there standing with a bunch of people. I hollered out the window. I said, "You loud motherfuckers that keep coming by my bus, the next time you do it, I'm going to let the dogs go. I'm not fucking around." And I walked back over and got in the driver's seat and drove all the way to the other side of the parking lot, away from everybody. Away from everybody. And I put the bus in park and turned it off and hadn't even got out of the driver's seat yet when here he came, the dude on the skateboard. I could hear him coming. So I gave my dogs the command. See, I had been practicing all summer long with, excuse me, your people are going to hate me, ducks at the lake. I would wait, and I would sit in the driver's seat for hours waiting for the ducks to get close. And then I would give my dogs a command, and they learned that command, and there's something to chase outside the front door. Okay. And this was the first time I used it on a human. So he came chasing past the car, past the bus, and I flipped the lever and opened the door and told the dogs to go say hello. And they, oh my God, they flew out that door, and they were right on his ass. All the way, sorry, Gonzo, all the way across that parking lot. I let them chase him all the way across that parking lot until he ran out of payment and had to jump off his board on the grass. And then I whistled and called them back, and they stopped and turned around and returned. So every one of those sons of bitches in the parking lot got to see those dogs stop on a dime for me and turn around and come back. When they got back in the bus, they were so fucking happy. "Oh my God, Mom, did you see that? Did you see that? Oh, that was so much fun. Can we do it again? Can we do it again? Oh, that was so much fun. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Can we do it again? Oh, let's do it again." And they left us alone for the rest of the night. They did. I did not have to fucking worry about any tweakers buzzing my bus in the parking lot. I didn't stay another night. I think they would have put sugar in my tank or something if I'd spent another night. They would have figured out, just how far they could push without getting the dog sick on them. But they didn't bother me anymore. They did not bother me anymore that day. And I never went back. Crescent City is, oh my God, I never want to go back there again. I can't believe that my friends told me it was okay to go park there. Holy shit, that was scary. Any number of things could have happened. The cops don't even come to the parking lot. I left the parking lot in the daytime. I didn't want to stay there all day because it was that bad. So I left the parking lot and I drove out towards the beach because the Walmart's not on the beach, but the beach isn't far from the Walmart. And there's a road out towards the beach that if you take a left on, it's got a little turnout, and there's the beach down there. The dogs can get down the cliff and go run on the beach, and it's got a little park bench there, and it's okay for day parking. So I thought, okay, I can just park here and chill on the bench, put my lawn chair out. I can spend the day just watching the dogs play on the beach and just go back to the Walmart at night. So I'm sitting on the bench watching the dogs play on the beach. And the weird part about Crescent City, I think a lot of Northern California on the beach, well, actually all along the coast, all along the Pacific Northwest coast, it's the fog comes rolling in and it's bizarre. It's really thick like pea soup. It just comes in the middle of the day. It's like all summer long, is subject to fog rolling in. Anyway, I'm sitting on the bench and the fog is there, and And I look over to my right, and there's this figure coming towards me out of the fog, pulling a suitcase. And there's nothing in that direction that I'm aware of. I mean, there's an airport, but it's like a mile away. So he just comes walking up out of nowhere from the fog towards my bench. And I'm like, okay, fuck. And then he walks over to my bench and he sits down beside me. And I'm like, what the fuck? And I look over at him and I'm going to show you this. He looks at me and he goes, hi, how are, and his teeth, I mean, I know I'm missing my front teeth, but this guy's teeth are so caked with matter, like so thickly caked with matter that there is no way he has brushed his teeth in the longest time. And I looked at him and I said, hi. And he said, oh, I'm waiting for a friend. I know, right? Relative ancestor? No shit. No, I never drove through Morse Bay. He said, I'm waiting for a friend to come pick me up. I just came in at the airport. I just got off a plane at the airport. And I looked at his suitcase and it had clearly been outside for a year, you know. It looked like no, I never went through Morro Bay. No. I just went to Crescent City in California. Here's the thing. I think he was there to turn tricks. I think he did favors. He was the most disgusting looking human I have ever seen in my life, and he just walked up. And then when he realized, I think that people pull up there and sit on that bench, and whatever he has to offer in his suitcase or whatever is what he goes up. They sit on the bench. That's like the sign. I mean, I think it's a hookup place. I think it's a hookup place. Because once he realized that I wasn't like, I don't know who the fuck you are and whatever the fuck, he was like, oh, okay. I think I see my friend down there. And he turns around and walks back into the fucking fog. It was the scariest shit. I'm like, is there no place around here that I can really be comfortable and park? Holy shit. So I put the dogs in the bus. And I take this road that goes around down by the bench, and I think, okay, I got to get away from here. This guy freaked me the fuck out. I swear to God, watching him walk up out of the fog, oh my God. So I put the dogs in the bus, and I drive on this road that goes down around closer to the beach. And I find a spot in the road that's wide enough for me to get the bus off the road that has a path that goes through the dune. So I think, okay, Doc, this is so, I hate fucking California. I swear to God. Fog is creepy enough as it is without creepy people walking out of it. So anyway, I pull the bus over at the wide spot in the road, and it has a path that goes into the dune on the other side of the road. So I'm like, okay, dogs, let's go down and see where this leads. You know, let's go see what beach we can find down here. Because every time you find a path along the beach, especially with a turnout place, there's a beach down at the bottom of the path. At least in fucking Oregon, anyway. I mean, a beach that you can walk down the path and actually enjoy and walk back up the path without having this weird fucking experience and disgusting. Oh my God, all the beaches are haunted in California. I swear to God, it's like they're all haunted. Not in Oregon. Oregon beaches are nice, but California, Northern California. Anyway, so I get the dogs out and we go walking up the path, and I break through the reeds, through the dunes and through the reeds. And the cool thing about the beaches in the Pacific Northwest is the driftwood. Oh my God, I collected so much driftwood. I have no idea what I'm going to do with it, but under my bed is still full of fucking driftwood. So that's the cool thing about California, is that they're full of driftwood. So as I broke through, it's like a cove. It's like a little cove, and it is full of the coolest driftwood, big driftwood, big driftwood. And you look over, and on some of the rocks, somebody has actually built a cabin out of driftwood. It just doesn't have a roof on it. And so I'm like, oh my God, this is so cool. I love looking for artifacts on the beach, shark's tooth and stuff like that. And so I start, nice rocks or whatever. Sometimes, what do they call them? Some kind of seeds. There's some kind of seed things that you can get. I forget what they're called. Anyway, I love looking for stuff on the beach, shells and stuff. So I'm looking around, and as I'm looking around some of the debris, it's like, oh, it looks like somebody. I just started getting a feeling. I think somebody really like lives here. Like I started feeling like I was in somebody's house. I was like, holy shit. Okay, come on, dogs, let's go. And as we go up to the top of the trail, I look over and there is a pile of shit, human shit, right off the trail. And I'm like, oh my God, come on, dogs, let's get in the fucking car. So I herded them all to the car. I mean, to the bus, got in the bus, and the beach in Crescent City, you have to go down, I don't know, it seems like it's like a 3 or 4 mile long 2-lane road where there's no place to stop or turn around or anything. And my bus goes slow. I drive like an old lady in a bus because I am an old lady in a bus. So I'm always got like a line of people behind me who fucking hate me because I go slow. I don't care. I'm old and I go slow, and that's your problem. It's not mine. Anyway, so I'm driving down this long road that I have to go slow on, and I start smelling shit. And I'm like, oh my God, which one of you sons of bitches got in some? And I look at Winston, and he rolled in human shit. It was all over his back. That's a lot of shit. For shit to be all over a dog that size's back, you've got a lot of shit. And I have to drive down this long fucking road with this dog in my living room covered with human shit. I know, right? Oh my God. I never went to another California beach after that. I spent 2 summers on Oregon beaches, and I'm not going to say that I never saw any human waste, but I never run into situations like that. Oregon keeps its beaches clean. California does nothing to clean its beaches. Oregon has the same level of homeless people on their beaches as California does, but Oregon cleans their beaches. California doesn't. It was, oh my God. And the human manure is like, oh my God, this is horrible. This is the last straw. I'm getting the fuck out of here. I don't care. I'm not waiting for you guys anymore. Okay, you have me here wait. It's horrible. But anyway, yeah. There were lots of things like that that happened on the road with the dogs. I know. Poor me. I had to throw 2 good towels away. Really good towels. Really good towels. Because they were the closest thing I could grab. And I had to throw them away. It was awful. Poor me, too. I have a really weak stomach. It was disgusting. It was really horrible. It really was. But we had so much time on the beach. The California beaches get so hot. The sand there is almost white. And so they get so hot, or black, actually. A lot of it in Oregon, you get some black beaches too, but it's so hot. It was so hard on the dog's feet, but we had so much time, so much fun on the Oregon beaches. Oh, it was horrible. That was horrible. I never want to, oh my God, it was horrible. Of course, when I sent Winston and Gonzo after the guy on the skateboard in the Walmart parking lot, I did not know that they were capable of tracking, catching, and killing a deer. I'm really glad that I didn't know that my dogs were capable of catching and killing a deer, or I might have thought twice about sending them after that skateboarder. Oh, you see human poop daily, but if your dog rolled in it, I don't know. I mean, if your dog has it on his back and he's in your living room, I don't know. I mean, it was just the most, it wasn't healthy poop at all, but I guess you see unhealthy poop all the time. The skateboarder deserved it, but holy cow. What if Gonzo had grabbed him by his hamstring? You know, what if Gonzo had? Anyway, all right, you guys. I think I'm going to get off of here. If it was on your dog, it would bother you. Oh yeah, oh my God, gag, gag, gag. Poop doesn't bother you, but on your dog, oh my God. Ugh, ugh, ugh. And I threw the towel away too. It was horrible. There have been lots of times where they kept me out of trouble. They kept me company when it was too cold because I didn't really ever have sufficient heat in this bus. And there were times when I got stuck in cold areas. Oh, you're welcome, Holly. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Oh, yeah. You'd cry. Oh, California beaches are disgusting. Yeah, you're welcome. I'm going to go over to YouTube, I mean to TikTok for a bit. They kept me warm. We kept each other warm. We kept each other warm when I didn't have sufficient heat. We would curl up under the blankets, and then I would get under two blankets, and then they would get on top of those blankets, and then I would give them their own blankets. Yeah, I have no life either. Needle Beach. Oh, I bet. Oh, that sounds awesome. No, wait a minute. Does it sound awesome? What the fuck? Yeah, see, there's a lot of places like that in California. It's really depressing. I don't want to go to California beaches, but Oregon beaches are amazing. Anyway, well, I'm going to see you guys over on TikTok. And thanks for joining my story time. Have a good night.